My dear students, first of all, good morning. How are you all? We hope that we will meet very shortly till the end of this month. Anyway, today we will start the same chapter. Rather, we will continue the same chapter, acid and base. Our topic will be preparation of acids. One thing I had told you that no acid can be imagined without hydrogen. So the acid which contains only two elements like HCl, hydrochloric acid, HBr, hydrobromic acid, likewise hydrofluoric acid, and such acids which are made up of only two elements are called binary acids, and the acid which is made up of three elements H2SO4, the acids which are made up of three elements are called ternary acids. In the earlier classes, we have studied that what is synthesis method. We also call it direct combination method. So here we shall start the preparation of acid. First of all, by synthesis method. We can see by synthesis method, acid containing two elements are prepared. That means from this method we can prepare only the binary acid which are made up of only two elements. Here we can see two elements, hydrogen and chlorine combines, it forms hydrochloric acid. Likewise hydrobromic acid. Hydrogen and sulfur combines, it forms hydrogen sulfide. Now there is a new term, acidic oxides, which is also called as acidic anhydrides. First of all, we should know what is acidic oxides. The non-metallic oxides which dissolves in water. See, sulfur trioxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, likewise nitrogen dioxide, nitrogen pentaoxide, they all dissolve in water and they are forming acids. So the non-metallic oxides which dissolves in water and forms acids are called acidic oxides. See here, carbon dioxide when dissolved in water it forms carbonic acid, carbon dioxide, but here is carbon monoxide. It does not dissolve in water, it dissolves in water, but does not form acid. So it is not acidic oxide, but carbon dioxide, it is acidic oxides. Right? Then we should know the formula of these things. This is phosphoric acid, sulfurous acid, sulfuric acid. Now here we can see only oxy acids can be prepared by this method. Oxy acid means which acid? The acid which contains oxygen. In the previous classes we have studied that the acid which contains oxygen are called oxyacids, and the acid which do not contain oxygen, they are called hydracid. Here is another term. The nitrogen dioxide is also called as mixed acid or double acid. Why it is so? Here we can see nitrogen dioxide when dissolves in water, it forms HNO2 plus HNO3. This HNO2 is called nitrous acid and HNO3 is called nitric acid. Therefore, sometimes you can be asked in the board exam why nitrogen dioxide is called mixed or double acid anhydride. Answer will be very simple. Since nitrogen dioxide dissolves in water and it forms both nitrous and nitric acid, therefore it is called mixed or double acid anhydride. Now, next process is acids can be prepared by the oxidation of nonmetals like sulfur, potassium. In the previous classes, in class 8 and 9, we have studied about oxidation and reduction. The addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen are called oxidation, and addition of hydrogen and removal of oxygen is called reduction. Here we can see sulfur when combines with nitric acid, mind it, it will be concentrated nitric acid. My dear friends, sometimes these types of questions are asked in board examination. What happens when sulfur reacts with concentrated nitric acid? This type of question becomes of 2 marks. 1 marks for writing, another marks for observation. Our answer will be, when sulfur reacts with concentrated nitric acid, it forms sulfuric acid, water and nitrogen dioxide. Here you have to give the color of the gas. Reddish brown nitrogen dioxide gas is evolved. Likewise, when phosphorus reacts with concentrated nitric acid, phosphoric acid, water and reddish brown nitrogen dioxide gas is formed. Another topic will be acid can be prepared by displacement. We know what is displacement reactions. A chemical reaction in which the more reactive substances replaces the less reactive elements are called displacement reaction. Here we can see sodium and hydrogen. Sodium is more reactive than hydrogen. So sodium replaces one hydrogen and now it is HCl. Here sodium nitrate replaces one hydrogen from sulfuric acid. It forms sodium hydrogen sulfate. This sodium hydrogen sulfate is also known as sodium bisulfate and HNO3 nitric acid. So this nitric acid is prepared, or HCl is prepared by removing the less reactive elements, means displacement reactions. Now physical properties of acids. They show 2 types of properties, physical properties and chemical properties. What is physical property? The property which we observe by seeing it, touching it, by tasting it, by dissolving in water, means without any chemical reactions. The property what we observe, they are called physical properties. And chemical properties are those properties which we observe by some chemical reactions. They are called chemical properties. So here are some general properties. Mind it, all the acids, whether they are weak or strong, concentrated or diluted, oxyacids or hydroacids, organic acids or inorganic acids, all the acids have the same sour taste. But these acids we normally obtain from plants also. We can make it artificially, but they also they are obtained from plants. They are weak acids, but the sulfuric and nitric acid, they are mineral acid which we prepare, and they are very strong acid. They have corrosive in nature. They may produce blisters on our skin. So they should not be tasted. They should not be touched with open eyes. Mostly the acids are in liquid state, but there are some acids which may be found even in the solid state. One word is here, volatile acids. Here is a term, volatile acids. In fact, volatile substance, non-volatile substance. What is volatile substance? Then we will come to volatile acid. The substance which changes into gaseous state even at ordinary or room temperature. Those substances are called volatile substance. So these acids, they are in liquid state. They are volatile, means acetic, formic, carbonic, hydrochloric, nitric, sulfurous or sulfuric acid. They can change into, up to here, sulfurous. They can change into gaseous state even at room temperature, ordinary temperature. Sulfurous is volatile acid, but sulfuric acid is non-volatile. Sulfuric will not change into gaseous state. So now physical state. So we can say that some acids are in solid state, some acids are in liquid state. Some of the acids are volatile and some of the acids are non-volatile. Physical state. Now, effects on skin. So all the acids, especially mineral acid, means the acid which we prepare artificially, like sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, had different. First of all, they have the similar effect that they all are corrosive. But if these three acids falls on our skin, they produces three different effects. So when the concentrated sulfuric acid falls on our skin, the color of skin becomes black. It absorbs the water from that area present in our skin. When concentrated hydrochloric acid falls on our skin, it gives amber color to the skin where it falls. Though carbonic acid is an inorganic acid, it can also be prepared artificially, but it is not corrosive. Carbonic acid, mineral acids, it is also organic acid. It also appears in the atmosphere naturally and it can also be prepared, but it is not corrosive. One acid is here, nitric acid. See, just in our skin there is protein. Protein is present in our skin. So when this nitric acid falls on our skin, this nitric acid reacts with the proteins present in our skin, and as a result it produces xanthoprotoic acid. Xanthoprotoic acid, where it falls on our skin, and as a result that area becomes yellow due to production of xanthoprotoic acid. Next property is They change the color of indicators. What is indicators? The substance which changes the color of acid and base are called indicators. The indicators are complex compound. They are made up of carbon, nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen, some nitrogen, some lichen trees. They are the complex substances. They have different characteristics. When they are added in acid, the color of acid changes to some specific color, but when the same substance, same indicator is added in base, the color becomes different. For example, litmus. When it is litmus, there are two types of litmus solution or litmus paper. Blue litmus paper, red litmus paper, or in solution state, blue litmus solution and red blue litmus solution. So when red litmus solution or red litmus is added to acid, there will be no change. But when blue litmus is added, the color of the blue litmus will change to red. When methyl orange is added in acid, its color will change to pink. The color of methyl orange is orange. The color now will be pink. But when it is added in a base, this orange color will change to yellow. Phenolphthalein. When phenolphthalein is added in acid, the color of the acid remains colorless. My dear friends, almost all the acids they are colorless. All the acids they are colorless. Now here is one, cabbage extract, cabbage juice. It is a natural indicator. The red cabbage juice. It is a natural indicator. Its color remains red in the acidic solution like hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid. In any acid, the color remains red. But when it is poured in base like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide, the red color changes into green. Here is one word, olfactory indicators. We should note the definitions. Those substances whose smell, whose odor changes in acid or basic solutions, they are called olfactory indicators. Those substances whose smells changes in acidic or basic solution. For example, see, onion. We know onion has a specific smell. Onion has a characteristic smell. When a basic solution, basic means base, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide is added to the cloth strip treated with onion, then the smell of onion or clove oil or vanilla cannot be observed. Such substances are called, or such indicators are called olfactory indicators. Then here will come one electrolyte, new word. Actually we are knowing this word, electrolyte. It is conductor which can pass electricity. But what is the basic difference between conductor and electrolyte? So these electrolytes are electrolytes or conductor. Both are same, which can pass electricity through itself. But what is the basic difference? Iron is a conductor, but iron is not an electrolyte. Electrolyte is what? Electrolytes, they are the substance which conduct electricity in aqueous state or molten state. For example, the same iron which is in solid state, iron nail, it will pass electric current. It is called conductor. But when the iron is in molten state or aqueous state, now we cannot say it conductor, but it will be electrolytes. So acids are electrolytes. They can pass electricity in aqueous state. There are some more properties that all the acids are colorless. My dear students, all the acids are colorless. All the acids are soluble in water in any ratio. Even 1 liter of water can dissolve 1000 liters of acid, or 1 liter of acid can be dissolved in 1000 liters of water. So these things it was for today. Next day we will see the chemical properties. Many times we teachers have said you that if you have any problem, my dear teachers, my dear students, don't hesitate. You can ask your teachers. We will feel proud if you ask us some questions. Hope you all the best.